'Cause I got issues.
Having some issues? Kat can help you out with the help of our listeners. Kat Chat starts now on Y107.
When does concern cross into control, and how do you help without hurting somebody? Susie says that she's at a breaking point with her daughter. Her daughter's 15 and she's 100 pounds overweight. She eats junk nonstop, shrugs it off, does not care, and says that she doesn't care that she's getting big. Susie's husband thinks that they've got to be careful, obviously, because body shaming of any kind can scar their daughter for life, and they don't want to do that. But Susie's like, okay, she doesn't even care, though. Like, she's not fazed by anyone bullying her or teasing her, boys not being interested, anything. And so then they're like talking to her about it, trying to tell her, you really want to take care of yourself because of your health and all that kind of stuff. And she said that we don't know if it's just to get attention or what, but the daughter says, well, there's plenty of guys who like a heavy girl, and I'm going to be a star on OnlyFans. And so
she's how old?
They're like
15.
What?
She's how old?
She's 15.
15. Oh,
so she can't wait to be old enough to be able to do an OnlyFans page, supposedly now. So
yikes.
Susie's like, I don't know how to intervene without pushing her away. I don't want to push her away. I don't want to body shame her. How in the world am I supposed to help her make better choices for her future without crossing that line and doing any kind of damage? And, oh my gosh, Facebook is lighting up with the most incredible advice. Carla, she says, she's likely going to outgrow the OnlyFans thing. That's the least of your worries right now. I agree. And so your husband is right. Body shaming her could cause issues with food throughout her entire rest of her life. So we do have to be really careful. Consult her pediatrician. Is she otherwise healthy, or do you maybe need to look into counseling? She's 15. If you push, she's going to push back real hard. And, that her developing her sense of self is what you really want to focus on, instead of like the health, the health side of it. Like her confidence will make her want to step into a healthier lifestyle for her. And so that may be, the first thing that you do is look at talking to, counseling and getting in a little bit deeper. But the pediatrician is where you would start.
Mm-hmm. Man, it's tough, but a lot of y'all are coming through big time already with a lot of great advice, and we want your calls as well to jump in on Cat Chat. 441-Y107. You can text 800-500-Y107. Stephanie, real quick here on the Facebook page, is Susie not doing the shopping for the house? That's a question.
That's a very good point.
This is Cat Chat on Y107.
She wants to save her daughter's life, but she is in her health, but she's worried that she's going to scar her in the process. Susie is about to just be at a breaking point. Her daughter's 15. She's 100 pounds overweight, eats junk nonstop. And Susie's husband is like, we can't body shame her. We're going to scar her for life. Susie agrees and they don't want to hurt her at all, but they've got to get her some help. And now her daughter is pushing back with them trying to give her a healthier lifestyle and saying, oh no, plenty of guys like a heavy girl. I'm going to be an OnlyFans person, get my own, be a star, someday on OnlyFans. And they're like, oh my gosh. So she's completely going in the wrong direction. And the posts on Facebook are phenomenal. Susie is, like before, Cosmo, you mentioned Stephanie's comment about, Susie, is she not doing the shopping for the house? What are you buying?
Right.
We've got Lisa on the phone, and I think she's kind of going in that direction too. Hey, Lisa, what kind of help do you have for Susie here?
I mean, this is a tough one, but I would say she's 15. Her daughter's 15, so she's still probably living at home. And I do feel like people will eat what's in the house. So I think it's up to Susie to maybe when she goes grocery shopping, just get healthy foods. And, get blueberries and maybe have more of an open conversation of like, oh, hey, blueberries have omega-3. It, helps your memory or something. Like sometimes I feel like when I was younger, when I ate junk food, when people told me what food did for me, I was more inclined to start eating healthy food.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
Exactly. Education is huge, and just educating her on what things, even, like instead of saying, oh, well, when you eat this, it's going to make you fat, just concentrating on the positive things that healthy foods do. I really like that idea.
Yeah, good luck.
This is Cat Chat on Y107.
She wants to save her daughter's health, but she's worried about scarring her in the process. Susie's daughter is 15. She's 100 pounds overweight, is going in the wrong direction with her mindset around this, and saying she wants to become an OnlyFans star for heavy girls one day. And Susie and her husband are both at a loss. They don't want to body shame her at all or hurt her. And so they have no idea what to do. They're kind of at a loss, and they just keep hitting a wall with her. So I love Facebook. Like, oh my gosh, Heather says she's too young to understand the true nature of fat phobia, like how people treat you different. She works a lot with people, and they're surprised whenever she tells them that, because she thinks, or she says that we have this stigma, the stereotype that anyone who's overweight, it's because they're lazy. That's not the case. She said she's been 100 pounds overweight most of her life, and it's brought on by a medical condition that is genetic. And so everyone in her family struggles with it, all the women. And so she, rather than wait, she, or she may not be interested in dating now, but one day she's going to be. And dating scene is already a dumpster fire already. Yeah. So imagine what it would be like if you're a heavier person and you don't have that confidence and that health behind you. She suggested watching the Biggest Loser documentary on Netflix that really opened her eyes and really encouraged her to exercise, cut calories. Those two aren't enough. You have to do the mental work with it.
Yeah. Sarah has a good post, too, on the Facebook page. She said, like most teenagers, she probably also has an unhealthy relationship with social media. It sounds like there's definitely, could be some trauma she hasn't dealt with, either which can lead to eating disorders or anything else. And Sarah says, look, I'm not speculating. I don't know. We're only hearing one side of this story, but clearly family counseling, I think, should be in the works. 441-Y107. Steve is in Como on the way to work this morning. Steve, what are you thinking here?
Hey, good morning. Yeah,
good morning.
This is definitely like a tense situation, I'm sure. But I think sometimes incentivizing just healthy habits, whether it's eating or exercising or any of that kind of thing, and as opposed to making it all about her, but more of like a household thing. Like, we as a household are now going to try to, embark on a healthier lifestyle, and what that looks like, and, how, I guess, how they would reward it. I don't know exactly the specifics, but I think that sometimes helps younger people change their habits.
Yes, I love that. Like, just doing it all together and not necessarily saying you're overweight. Excuse me, you're overweight. We're doing this for you, but just, hey, we've decided as a family this is what we're going to do. That is great.
Well, it gives you more chances as a family to all 3, 4, 5, whatever, go for a walk with the dog in the evening or do whatever. And you have to, as parents anyway, you have to lead by example. So it's a great opportunity to do that, both nutritionally and physically too.
I think, sometimes younger people are more resistant when they're told what to do. So as opposed to like telling her what to do, it's more of like, we're all doing this together. I think we'll have more positive outcome.
Yes.
Having some issues? Cat can help you out with the help of our listeners. Cat Chat starts now on Y107.
As a parent, sometimes our concern can really cross over into control, and we hurt our kids more than we help them. And so this is a huge lesson right now that Susie and her husband are really wanting to learn from. Their daughter is 100 pounds overweight. She's 15. She's really not making good choices, and she's doesn't have a good future, outlook for herself. Wants to be an OnlyFans star rather than something healthier, I would say. Yeah. And I'm going to give my final thoughts here. Continue calling in 441-Y107. Continue texting in 800-500-Y107 and go into the Y107 Morning Show Facebook page and commenting, because she is soaking in all of this stuff and the advice is absolutely incredible. I do have to shout out Corolla on the text line because she gave some of the best encouraging things here, like actual tangible things to do, like actual approaches, encourage consequence thinking. That is so smart. Flip the perspective, like what if this was one of her best friends who is making these choices? What advice would their 15-year-old daughter ask her? Like, what advice would you give your friend? And always mirror back what you hear the girl say so that she has time to contemplate what she's talking about, as far as her mindset and things like that. And so the thing here is it's not really about food. We've established that, and we know that it's about identity and self-worth, and this teenage girl trying to just figure out who she is and grab control of her life in the only way that she knows how. And so lectures aren't going to work. Shaming someone is not going to work. Silence won't work, definitely. So what does work is just creating more structure, consistency, and then opening the door to healthy choices. Like, and don't tie those healthy choices to worth or appearance either. Like, you are, as the parent, you're responsible for what food you bring into that house. Absolutely. And so making it a joint effort to go to the store, to make decisions together at the store. And, don't just talk about weight, talk about well-being, energy, strength, confidence, future dreams. Make this whole health thing, or this whole thing, a health family journey. Like, you got to cook together, move together, build routines as a household together so she doesn't feel singled out. And then keep the conversation ongoing. Like, every moment that you get, I call them teaching moments. Every teaching moment you ever get with your kid, you got to take advantage of, because they're far and few in between, especially when they're little bitty, and into teenage years, they don't want anything to do with you or to hear any of your quote unquote advice. So when you get those teaching moments, you've got to take advantage. And the words about OnlyFans and wanting to, do that, it's serious. It's not just sarcasm, that's a red flag. And so that's where bringing in a counselor or a mentor, or somebody who can speak into her life from another angle, that are outside of blood, family, that is, where that's going to help with the confidence and things like that. So that gets, hopefully gets that negative body image and wanting to act out in that way. That'll get that out of the way. So you're not wrong for being scared, Susie. The goal isn't to fix her. It's to guide her into a future where she sees the value in herself and in her body. And it's not just about how many likes she has or what her body looks like. But lasting change doesn't come from pressure. It comes from love, consistency, and building habits that she's going to thank you for later, even if she's pushing back right now. Yeah.
Corolla, you mentioned, Kat, her stuff was amazing wisdom. Corolla, if you can, post that on our Facebook page, or we can copy it from the texter and put it in the comments, because I think for a lot of you that are listening and maybe this story hits close to home for you, you want to read those comments. I think they're very, very powerful.
Keep the Cat Chat going now on Facebook Y107 Morning Show.